Another monster cleaning job, I see. This will be a job where it's advised to save before taking it on, as it starts right after. Hunter J comes staggering in like he just had the crap beat out of after a tough battle with a certain monster that's finally decided to rear its ugly head out again after a while. I am, of course, referring to the Red Death, Alba's sworn nemesis. Speaking of which, best to pay a visit to check on his group before setting off for the cave. Upon relaying the message to Alba and Belga, Belga is all for striking while the iron's hot. Alba, on the other hand, is rather hesitant. Something that up till now I've never seen him as before, given his ego. Honestly, who could blame him, given the fact that the same monster killed his father and nearly killed his companion Ania? Either way, the monster had to be stopped, and quickly, before he has a chance to slip away again. Make way to the Curio Cave and simply follow the trail of monster corpses left from the other hunters. Ugh, kinda brutal here, actually. Eventually you will come across a surviving group of monsters for you to deal with. At this point in the game, they really should not pose much of a threat for you. With the monsters wasted, you'll notice one monster still remaining and struggling, rather. Lutz, being the klutz he is, decides to deliver the blow, which turns out reveals the Red Death. Belga and Alba appear soon after, taking over the fight. Belga puts on a good hurting on him and wants Alba to be the one to finish him off. But Alba is still rather hesitant to do the job, which gives the Red Death a chance to nearly strike down yet another victim. Red Death makes a run for it before Velhart and Cheryl give chase. Meanwhile, Belga is now too weak to go on regardless of his determination. Ania will appear to try and talk some sense into him, and that it is now up to you and Alba to finish the job. Alba, now too scared to go, makes up any excuse he can to get out of going. Lutz, on the other hand, has had all he can take and decides to challenge pretty much his manhood just to see if he truly is the hunter he claims to be. I'll tell you what, he may be a klutz, but he has his moments where he shows serious balls. Moving into the next area, it's not long before the Red Death is found again, and with no monsters left for him to hide in, he's a sitting duck. The fact that he's a very tough monster is by no means exaggeration, so you better be at a good level before taking this guy on, else you might have a bad time. Buff up your party before taking the offensive. Watch for his Dark Extreme move that could do some serious damage to you, and just work on knocking his HP down as quick as possible. If Lutz is fighting alongside you, see if you can pull off Fatal Dagger to even the odds. With the fight done, the Red Death will be there struggling before Alba finally decides to show up. Even with the monster struggling, Alba is still too afraid to end it. Let's be in the... Okay, you know what? No. No klutz. Now he's just being plain crazy. Decides to risk his life by putting himself in front of the Red Death, back turned even, with Theo standing beside him. Before the Red Death could strike down yet another victim, this time being one of our own, Alba finally snaps at the last second and impales the monster with the spear, ending it. Finally! Good freaking God! You took long enough, you dumbass! With the monster gone and the group back together again and making Alba captain... Seriously? You think after all this he deserves being captain? Either way, he finally gets his egotistical attitude back and all seems well again. Again, Lutz, I gotta admit, that took serious balls there. I don't care what anybody says, but this time, you, sir, are the hero for this job. Well done. Last encounter? Seriously? You mean to tell me, is this really going to be the last time we have to deal with this idiotic game? Hallelujah! Oh my God, yes! It's finally coming to an end! Excuse me. Head to a stony bridge where you had met with them the first time that you ever had to deal with them since Disc 1. The chief will appear and give yet another one of his crazy speeches, followed by doing the reenacting of another one of his flashbacks. Okay, seriously now, who does that? And they're supposed to be, aren't they supposed to be a feared gang? Why? How? Whatever. Just get the last fight done and over with, please. What? You were expecting stats? You know, after fighting them over and over again throughout the game, you really think that after all this time, they would have improved themselves by then? Well, too bad they didn't. Just lay waste to them. See? Afterwards, you'll soon notice a crowd cheering and throwing money at them from the right side of the bridge. The chief, has a sudden realization, that being bandits after all this time would not suffice for them anymore. So instead of being the RBG, or as abbreviated as the Rainbow Bridge Gang, again, it would be decided that they would instead take up the art of acting and become the Rainbow Troupe, however that's pronounced. Yay. Okay, cool. Well, at least, we'll not have to deal with them ever again now. It's over. It's finished. It's ooh, money. Things seem to be going well with tying up loose ends with past encounters. But we're not out of the woods quite yet. There's still another spoiled brat which we'll have to deal with. Till next time.